Welcome you guys to the first episode of the 1231 podcast. My name is Jairo Camero, or some of you may know me by Levi. I actually go by Levi in a few places, usually at work, just because Jairo is kind of a hard name to say for some people. Just the R and then the J. Well, if you're reading it, it's spelled Jairo, so some people say it as Giro. I've heard every pronunciation in the book, but welcome. This is my first time ever making a real podcast. I have no idea what I'm doing or what I'm going to talk about, but welcome. Thank you. I'm really short of breath. I don't know why. I don't know. No, I'm not nervous. It's just like, I don't know. I'm just short of breath, but welcome. For some of you that I told the idea of a podcast, I did mention the idea of doing it in a restroom. I don't know what I was thinking. I was going to originally do this podcast in the restroom, and that was going to be the whole theme of me talking in the restroom and like me standing up at the sink or me sitting down or in the toilet just talking. But that quickly sounded very stupid, so I'm not going to do that. But for those of you who don't know me, I make music under Jairo Levi, or you can say Levi, it don't matter. I've been making music since 2019, but I would say I started making songs like 2020, 2021. 2021 is when I first got my MacBook, and the MacBook I'm using to record everything on right now. Actually, I got it used, actually. I got it used on Facebook Marketplace. I saw it for $700. It's a 2017 MacBook Pro. To be honest, I don't know the difference. I think the Air is a better version. But I got the Pro for $700. It looked really good condition. I messaged the guy. It was a cool dude. He just told me he wanted to meet up at a outdoors sports store. I don't know. It's down in Webster. And we met up. I went with my friend Ricardo. Shout out Ricardo. He actually lent me like $400 or something, because I didn't have the full $700 to pay for it, and I paid him back. I think I actually don't know. I actually owe him a lot of money. He's a real one. But yeah, I bought that MacBook, and it really opened up some. Just creatively, it opened up a lot of things for me musically as well. Because I use GarageBand. I started making music on my phone, on GarageBand. On my phone, I would literally record into the phone mic, kind of like Steve Lacy did, exactly like Steve Lacy did. But at the time, I didn't know how to play any instruments. I think that's the main difference. I started learning how to do both at the same time, how to play instruments and how to produce. I still wouldn't call myself a pro producer. I just do whatever I can with whatever I got. I have gotten a lot more equipment over the years though, just like the MacBook, and I got what I'm recording on right now actually is my Scarlett Solo, whatever it's called. It's like a really basic audio interface. It's just where I plug in my mic and my guitar when I play. I really wish I had live drums. Live drums is like the best instrument to play in the whole world. But yeah, okay, so yeah, my first idea for this podcast, I came up with it. I had a clip of the emergency podcast, emergency intercom, I think is what it's called. My girlfriend watches it, and a clip came up on my TikTok, and I had the idea to make a podcast I was in the restroom. I was taking a dump. I was literally taking a dump in the morning, and I had this idea to talk in a podcast in the restroom and record in there, the video and everything, and it sounded like a really innovative and creative idea at the time, but as some days went on, I was like, I'm not gonna do this. It sounded really stupid. It started to look really stupid, but that's where the idea started, and then I just decided I'm gonna just record in my room. I'll just record some episodes like at my desk, because I do kind of have a big room. I have this section right here, and then right behind you I have like a little corner where I play video games, and I have another closet right there. It's It sounds like a lot. It is a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm grateful for it, but this other closet is literally just junk that I need to. I'll literally. I'll. By the way, right now I wasn't doing a fucking Hell Hitler. I was just pointing, but you couldn't see my hand. But there's a closet right there with a bunch of junk in it that I need to clean out. I seriously need to clean out. And yeah, this quality looks really bad for the video, but I kind of like it. I don't know why MacBooks have the worst quality in camera, and iPads too. The front-facing cameras on iPads and MacBooks are so dog ass. They're so. Oh, speaking of dog ass, today I tried this place with two buddies of mine, with Ricardo that I mentioned earlier and Rigo. He's a friend from kindergarten, pre-K, not maybe third grade actually. I met him in third grade, and we went to this place called Urban Bird. It's a hot chicken place. There's so many hot chicken places opening now. It's so annoying. I feel like, come on now, do something creative. I feel like there's Dave's Hot Chicken. The one place I really like, if you're from Houston, is Miko's Hot Chicken. That place is so amazingly good. That place is beyond good. I love everything on that menu. I haven't tried the full menu, but I'm exaggerating, but it's really good. It's really good. They have, just like every other hot chicken place, they have sandwiches, they have tenders, they have a basket with fries and chicken and sauce, cheese, whatever you want, and it's really good. But it is outside, but you should definitely try it. It is pricey. The sandwich itself is like $12-13, but that's becoming the norm now, dude. Everything is becoming so expensive, and I fucking hate it. I got a Caniac combo. I got a gift card for $15 to Cane's. I went once and I spent it all. How the fuck is a Caniac $15 now? In 2019, I remember this. The box combo was like $8, and the fucking Caniac was like 10 or 12. Come on now, how's that shit $15-16 now, bro? Everything's so mad expensive, and I hate it. Oh, speaking of expensive, I wanted to talk about this place called crumbl Cookie. I don't know if everybody who's listening knows about it, but it's a place that's pretty popular, and they sell expensive ass cookies. And I wanted to not review, but like share my thoughts on what I think about the new, because crumbl Cookie, they release new flavor, five or six new flavors every week, and it's Monday, so they just released a new flavor. So let's see. I'm gonna share my thoughts. So that's way too bright. That's what that is. Hold on, is that better? So that's the milk chocolate chip, the regular ass one. Okay, blueberry muffin, a warm blueberry cookie covered with a buttery glaze and topped with a delightful blueberry muffin streusel. I don't trust streusel. It looks like there's some questionable sauce on there too. So, out of hype to try that, I would say I really like blueberry muffins though. I think I got it from my brother. My brother really likes those. Blueberry muffin, I would give it a 6 out of 10 for hype. 6 out of 10 to try the blueberry muffin. Next is the mallow sandwich. Can you see it? You can see it kind of. It is mirrored, but a fluffy, creamy center with brownie pieces sandwiched between two chocolate cookies made with Oreo cookie pieces. Oreo is a trademark or whatever. So it's two big Oreo cookies basically with cream in the middle, just like a big Oreo, I guess. It's chilled. I don't know if this is controversial, but I really like the chilled cookies from crumbl. Just because they don't fall apart. I feel like the warm ones, you pick it up, it's in a million fucking pieces. So I really like the chilled one. Even when I do get warm ones, I put them in the fridge. I don't know why I'm like that. I'm super duper picky. I love everything cold, really, really cold. I like everything in the fridge or the freezer, especially my drinks, dude. I hate room temperature drinks. I don't hate them. I'll drink them, but I'm really picky. I prefer them to be really cold. So the Oreo mallow sandwich, chilled. This is just a basic. This has 1,000 calories. Can you see that shit? I would give it a 7.8, just because it's really basic. It does look good, but again, super basic. Next is the skillet cookie. I'll give you a look at that one. A warm and gooey semi-sweet chocolate chip cookie topped with a scoop of vanilla bean mousse and a drizzle of semi-sweet chocolate. That kind of looks like those things at some restaurants. You know, some restaurants will have like a big ass cookie. Literally almost every fucking restaurant, this is their dessert. They just put a big ass cookie, ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and just chocolate. That's literally it. Again, not creative in the slightest. But I'm not gonna lie, it do be delicious. But that one is warm. Just because it's warm, I'll give it. What did I give the first one? I'll give it a 6. Whatever I give the first one. Whatever I give the blueberry one. Come on, crumbl, you gotta be more creative than that. You have a whole week to come up with cookies, and you come up with like whack ass ones. Okay, here we go. Confetti milkshake. This one's chilled. I think I have tried this one before, because they do repeat sometimes, but I tried it like maybe a year ago. A confetti sugar cookie rolled in rainbow sprinkles and topped with cake flavored buttercream and a dollop of whipped cream. Yeah, I have tried this one. Isn't extremely amazing. To be honest, I am a hard rater. I do rate pretty harshly. But since I have tried this one, it's really, I don't know if you guys have had crumbl a lot, but they have this kind of like the chocolate chip cookie that's always on the menu. They have this pink sugar one, and it's chilled as well. It tastes kind of like that one, so it's basically just another frosted cookie. So I would give that one. I actually do like the frosted cookies. It is really sweet, but it's a good sweet. So I would give that one a 8, maybe. I'll give it a 7.8, just like the Oreo one. And last but not least is the Galaxy Brownie. Basically just a cosmic brownie turned into a cookie. A brownie cookie covered in a warm fudge glaze and sprinkled with rainbow candy bits. Literally just a cosmic brownie. I'm not the biggest fan of cosmic brownies. Cosmic brownies are good, but I don't think they're the best thing in the world. Sorry, I'm messing with my audio. Sorry if it's weird. But they're not the bestest thing in the world. I am a fan of them, but I'll give it a... You know what? I'm feeling generous on the Cosmic Brownie. And with crumbl, I think they took a good step. I would give it a... I give it an 8.2. 8.2 for hype. It probably won't taste like 8.2 because I'm a harsh rater. Or a harsh... There's another word for it. A harsh critic, I guess. But yeah, okay. So the next thing I wanted to talk about in this podcast for this first episode was, since it is January 1st, I wanted to talk about my top movies of last year. I didn't go insanely... What was I saying? I didn't go that many times. I did go a good amount of times, but not as much as I thought I was going to go. There was a lot of good movies that came out last year. And I'll start off with the ones that I didn't watch. Just so if you're wondering why they weren't on the list, I'll start off with those. Just so you're not wondering where they are. Let's see. I didn't watch Aquaman. I think I don't need an explanation for that. I didn't watch Wonka. I haven't watched Iron Claw. I do want to watch it. I'm a big Jeremy Allen White guy. Poor Things I didn't watch, but I heard okay things about. Hunger Games I didn't watch, not interested. Ferrari, kind of interested, not insanely. There's too many biopics now. Godzilla -1 I heard really, really good things about. I just haven't had the chance to watch. The Boy and the Heron, I saw that cast was stacked, but I never watched. Wish looked atrocious. I didn't watch. Killers of the Flower Moon, sorry, I didn't watch. Again, didn't have the time, and yeah, it was another 3.5 hour movie from Martin Scorsese, so I did not want to watch that. Saltburn, I did not want to watch. I was interested at first when I first saw the trailer for it. I do like Barry Keoghan. I think he's cool. I think he's going to be a very good Joker, but I just wasn't interested. It just looks like another party, stupid movie. I did hear it was crazy. I did hear it was interesting, but it's just not interesting to me. It's not my kind of thing. Let's see. What else did I not watch? Anyone But You. I don't think I need to explain that one. What else did I not watch? I guess that's all the ones I didn't watch. But now let's get into I have a top 7. I didn't think 10 made it into my list, so I just did 7. Dream Scenario as well. I didn't watch. I thought that was a really interesting movie. I think Nick Cage is he's a good actor. I just didn't get the chance to watch it. So let's just get into our top 7. So 7, I'm gonna give to Talk to Me, the horror movie. I fucking love Raka Raka. I think they're geniuses. If any of you guys watched their YouTube videos back in the day, they are sick. I love them. I think it was really smart of them to go the independent route and stay in Australia. They are Australian. They're really, when you think of a really overexcited Australian, that's what they are. They're super energetic. They're twins, by the way. One of them has their hair bleached, by the way, so you can tell. I saw them on the JRE podcast, the Joe Rogan podcast, and Joe Rogan just did not match their energy. He was just like a grumpy dad the whole time. But I fucking love Raka Raka. They're just themselves, and I respect it. Also, Joe Rogan's podcast made it into my Spotify Wrapped, which I don't know if I should. I think I should change some things if that's in my Spotify Wrapped. But I do have a good reason for it. I only watched because of Theo Vaughn. Theo Vaughn has been on that podcast so many times, like almost 10 times, and each episode is from 2 hours to fucking 4 hours. So that's why I had a lot. If any of you are wondering, you probably weren't. But anyway, Talk to Me. It was a really interesting story. Sorry, I haven't even talked about the movie. But yeah, it was a really interesting story. Really modern, but not too cheesy. I feel like a lot of things that are modern these days are really cheesy, are really trying to be hip, but they knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they executed it. I think A24 picking it up was a big thing for them. It really pushed it to be international, and especially to have in the podcast they talked about them going to a film festival, and actually Jordan Peele was texting them that it was an amazing movie, and I think that's so awesome for other people in the horror and in the film industry to show respect and be humble about it. And yeah, I think it was a really good movie. I would give it wasn't insanely scary, which, dude, I'm such a pussy. I fucking hate scary movies, dude. I'll be like this the whole time. I hate them, but I think I gave it a solid 8, maybe. Yeah, okay. The next movie I'm gonna put, which is number 6. By the way, this is least to highest, probably obvious, but number 6 I gave to TMNT. I'm just a big TMNT guy. I really not a huge TMNT guy. Honestly, I've never read any comics. I'm not a comic guy. I don't know if I said, but I'm 20 years old. I wasn't in the comic era, but I watched some other TMNT media, and yeah, they're really dope. It was a really dope movie. It wasn't pushing the boundaries in any way, I don't think. I do think it was really cool that they decided. I've seen a few videos about the making of the movie, and I do think it was really cool that they had all the child actors that were playing the turtles record all together in a booth. Well, not in separate booths, but in the same room, I mean. And so they could riff off each other, and I think that's really badass. I think that's really genius to have those kids really create a bond that way, and they can make it more personal to themselves. Shit. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can. I'm going to pause the audio real quick. Sorry, I just didn't put it. All right, we're back. Sorry. I just didn't put enough. I'm recording on GarageBand, the audio, and I didn't put enough time on the track, so it ran out. But hopefully we're back and it's lined up. But what was I saying? The TMNT movie. Yeah, it was really good. I'm iffy about Seth Rogen. I do give him a lot of respect. He has made a lot of good movies, but it's getting to the point where people are like, oh, Seth Rogen is making this too. I'm just not going to watch it. Also, that he's like a 40-year-old man still all about weed. I don't know. I think he's a pretty dope guy. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I'm not I'm not a hater. So I think I gave that movie an 8. I'd probably give it an 8.2. I rewatched it. I just came back from New York. Not just came back, but like 2 weeks ago I went to New York. It was awesome, and I watched that movie on the way back on the flight. Number 5, I'm gonna give to Blue Beetle. This one is really a personal ranking. I don't think it should be this high for in terms of film. I just thought I'm Mexican, so it hit really deep with me. It felt really personal. I saw myself in him a lot, and the themes that they were talking about were really close to home. And it was a basic movie. It was a really basic superhero movie, just like a fucking Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. But I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying in terms of what went on in the movie. But the tropes, like the superhero movie origin tropes that they did really, really well. The emotional parts in the movie hit so hard. When big spoiler alert, but when the dad died, dude, that was so heartbreaking that he couldn't do anything. And the family acted so well in the movie. It was so dope. Dude, George Lopez is a fucking goofball. No matter what you think about him for comedy or for Mexicans, he does deliver when it comes to lines. Yeah, that was a really fun movie. I think it was overall good. There are some parts that slack, but I think I gave that one, after rewatching, just being really generous and it being personal, I gave it an 8.5. Next on my list, the next two, so that was number 5, Blue Beetle. So far it's been number 7, Talk to Me, number 6, TMNT, Mutant Mayhem. Number 5 was Blue Beetle, and now number 4 and 3 could be interchangeable, depending on the day, I guess. But number 4 for right now is Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Another installment from James Gunn, the master himself. Very solid movie. Really wrapped up the story of the Guardians really well. Rocket was one of my favorite characters from the Guardians. He reminds me of my dog. You know what? We're going to cut to a quick sponsored break. Be right back. The sponsored break is me. I'm making all of this happen. Nobody paid to make this, for the production of this. If you want to support me in any other way besides this podcast that I'm barely starting, I make music, as I said, under Jairo Levi, Jairo space Levi. I haven't dropped any music as of lately. The last drop was in, I believe, June or July, but I believe that is one of my best songs that I have made. And I also had 3 singles earlier last year in March 2022. So if you want to go listen to those, I would greatly appreciate it if you could share them as well, and just post TikToks with them. Yeah, let's get back to it. I just had to quickly spin that around just so everybody can forget about that voice crack. But like I was saying, yeah, it wrapped up the story really well. A lot of emotional moments. I didn't cry personally, just because I've learned. It's not that I don't have those feelings that people have when they cry in those movies. Like people that watch them, it's not that I don't feel those emotions. It's that I've gotten to the point where I'm like, this is a movie. This isn't real life. These people aren't actually dying, so I'm not gonna cry. But I did cry in one of the top movies that I'm going to mention in a little bit. But I didn't cry for this movie. It was really emotional. There were a few nitpicks, I think. I think the music did come in awkwardly at some points. Like right after the intro where Adam Warlock leaves Rocket like one pump. Oh no, when was it? Oh yeah, the Guardians are just like, oh, we gotta save Rocket, let's put a fucking rock song now. I just thought that was kind of awkward. I think there should have been a little bit of a transition. But again, these are just nitpicks. This movie was really, 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 really good. I don't think it's as good as the first one. The first Guardians is one of my favorite movies. So I think I gave this one a 8.8, maybe a 9. We'll stick at 8.8. So it would go out of the Guardians trilogy. Top one would be Guardians 1, Then it would be Guardians 3 and then Guardians 2. I'm not a Guardians 2 hater. A lot of people hate Guardians 2. I don't. I think it's a very strong movie. There are a lot of hiccups, but I think the part with Yondu really brings it home. I really liked Yondu's character, and when he died in the second one, it broke my heart. Again, another voice crack, but we're going to fucking move on. Fuck you. Number 3 is The Holdovers. It is a movie I didn't expect to like a lot. It looked really interesting from the commercials. The main actor, I don't know him. I'm sorry. I'm not the biggest film nerd, but I don't know him. I think it's like Paul something. I'm so sorry. He had a lazy eye in the movie, or a glass eye. I don't know. But he's such an amazing actor. I think he's very underrated. I've seen him in other films, but in this film, he really carries the movie. He's really good. If you don't know what The Holdovers is, it's a movie set in the past. I don't know what decade exactly. I think it's the 70s or the 80s. But so they're at like a private school, and these kids, basically, I think they're like failing or some shit. So they're holding over into the next semester, so they have to stay in school instead of going on winter break. They stay at the school, and they have to do extra work, catch up on, or move ahead on the next semester, or work on schoolwork that they didn't do in the last semester. So they have to stay at school with this professor, which is the main guy that I was talking about. And eventually there was 5 kids at the start and the professor, but then 4 of them left, and the one kid was the other main actor in the movie. So it was the teacher and the main kid. The main kid did really well as well. Kind of some awkward parts that I thought in the movie, but overall he did really well. Yeah, it was a really good story. It didn't really slow down for me. I really wanted to watch where the story went. It was really heartwarming towards the middle and towards the end. The teacher does a big thing at the end and wraps up the story really well. There's a story arc. It's really, it's not the deepest movie. It's not the wackiest movie, but it is really fun. It's a Christmas movie. It does look really cool. The way they recorded it, it looks really nice as well. Obviously, if you're listening to me right now, you can hear by the terms I'm using that I'm not the biggest film nerd and I'm a poser. So I'll give The Holdovers a 8.9 just to beat out Guardians. We'll solidify it at the number 3 slot. Number 2, the top 2 are really also interchangeable, number 2 and number 1. But number 2, I give it to Across the Spider-Verse. One of the best superhero movies in the past decade. Oh my God, this movie was so amazingly good. Every part of it was so good. The comedy, the animation, the voice acting, the colors popped off the screen. I'm one of the few people that did not hate the ending. I already knew from back in the day when they announced their whole plan for this story that it was going to be Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse Part 1, and Beyond the Spider-Verse Part 2, I think it was it's called. So I already knew that there's going to be a movie after this. So towards the end of the movie, when he was starting to fight himself in the other universe, I was already like, oh, okay. And I have a bad habit of looking at how long these movies are beforehand and timing it while I'm watching the movie. So I'm like, oh, it's been an hour and a half. There's an hour left. Also because I have the smallest bladder in the world, so I have to go to the restroom a lot. But so I already knew, like, oh, this is about to end. We're probably not going to watch them fight. And with the music going on, when Gwen is like gathering all the other spider people for the ending, I was just like, I'm so fucking ready to go. This movie left on such a high note. I feel like I did not feel I felt fulfilled. I felt like this movie was really good, and it filled how do you call this? I felt satisfied at the end. I wasn't those people that were like, left on a cliffhanger, I hate the ending. Shut the fuck up and appreciate what you got. This movie took forever to fucking make. Animated movies take so long to fucking make. and it was already a banger. This movie was a fucking banger from start to finish. Dude, I really like Miles Morales' voice actor. I don't know his name. It's like Sharik Moore or something. I don't know. But he's a really good voice actor. I think he fills Miles' shoes really, really well. I love the tone of his voice. No homo. But yeah, he was really, really good. What else do I have to say about that movie? I really don't have anything else to say. I just think what Sony's doing with this franchise is really, really fucking genius. I don't know the name of them, but whoever directed these two movies are fucking geniuses. These movies are insanely good. And I don't doubt that it's going to be one of the best franchises looking back of this decade or this century. I don't know if we're even alive by the next century. But going on to the first movie, I don't think there's any doubt. I don't think there's any question of what this number one pick is going to be. But it is Sir Robert Oppenheimer. I think that's his name. Fuck, I look stupid. Oppenheimer. The movie Oppenheimer was insanely amazing. So good. I loved every part of it. At first, when I first watched it, I watched it with a good buddy of mine, Jesus. We watched it the day it came out in 70mm and at AMC. It was insanely good. Sorry, I just stepped. So I had my laptop on a chair, and I stepped on the bottom of the chair. That's why I shook a little bit. But yes, I watched this movie with a good friend. It was a packed theater. The theater was hot though. Which fuck you for. It was the middle of summer. Fuck you. Get your AC up. Come on, bro. But it was so fucking good. The first time I watched it, it didn't hit me as well. I thought, this was this or whatever movie. It was okay. But the second time I watched it with my girlfriend again, for the second time, and it was her first time watching. I fucking fell in love with this movie. This movie was so fucking good. The acting was amazing. Nolan knows how to fucking make a movie. Another thing is the soundtrack. Ludwig Göransson, I think is his name, the composer. He's becoming one of my favorite composers ever. He made music for, first was New Girl, I think was the show, and then he made music for The Mandalorian. He made music for Black Panther. He made music for Tenet. He made music for Creed. He's so fucking good. He's so amazing. He's young too. He's not like a composer that's been here a while. He's like probably late 20s, early 30s at most, I think. He also made he produced or he made Redbone with fucking Childish Gambino too. What a fucking banger song. Come on. How can you not love this guy? He was fucking good. If you haven't seen that, Genius has a cool series where they think is deconstructed, when they go with producers and they deconstruct how they made the tracks for certain songs, like how that guy whoever made Passion Fruit for Drake made that, how they made what's that one song, No Role Models for J. Cole. That's a cool series. If you haven't seen it with Ludwig where he made Redbone, I definitely recommend to go watch that. It's really cool, really inspiring if you're making music, and just a really cool watch. It's really short. It's not too informational. It's really just, I find it as entertainment. But yes, getting off topic, but the movie was insanely good. I think I gave it at first a 9, and right now I'd probably give it a 9.5. I haven't seen a lot of Nolan movies. I know that's a bit hypocritical to what I just said, that Nolan does know how to make a movie, but the movies I've seen of Nolan are really, really, really good. I still need to watch Tenet because I do love Robert Pattinson. Yeah, that's my guy. But yeah, I think it's really cool that on the set, I think most people know this, but after Christopher Nolan wrapped up Tenet with Robert Pattinson actually gifted him whatever book it was called. I think it's like American Physiology. I don't fucking know, but he gifted Nolan a book about Robert Oppenheimer, I think, and that's what inspired him to make the movie. And actually, Robert Pattinson was supposed to be in the movie, but he was busy filming other things. There's actually a movie that he's I don't know if he finished filming, but he's making, called like Mickey 17, that I'm really interested in watching. But yeah, he's really busy nowadays. Everybody wants Robert Pattinson in their movie. He's one of the best actors of our generation. Also, The Batman is one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it was probably the best movie of 2022, if I can remember. What movies came out in 2022? I don't remember, but it was a really, 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 really good movie. I think it was a great year. Also, um, what's it called? Honorable mentions. Let me see. Let me go through what movies I watched. Hold on, actually. I have my... Give me one quick second. This. Look at my headphones. They're fucking falling apart, bro. But look at this. This is a thing I've wanted to do for a little bit. I've been wanting to do for a little bit. I have all my ticket stubs. The earliest one I didn't start very long ago. The earliest one I have is of Candyman in 2021, I think. But let me see. Let's see, 2023. Let's see, what's the first movie I watched? Avatar, January 10th, 2023. The Way of the Water. I don't want to rate that one because I didn't really like it. Puss in Boots. I saw the movie for the second time in last year. I saw it first time in December of 2022. Very, very, very good movie. If you haven't watched it, I think it's on Netflix. Cocaine Bear, Creed 3, and Inside was actually all right. It wasn't... I thought it was going to be really, really, really... I thought it was going to be much better, but it was an interesting watch. Just to watch Willem Dafoe carry a movie literally single-handedly because he's like the only actor in there. Let's see. Mario, no. Spider-Man, The Flash. Asteroid City I watched. That's the first actually embarrassing statement, but that's the first movie of Wes Anderson I had watched. That's all I got to say about that. Barbie. That's a honorable mention. Actually, a really good movie. At first, when I watched it, I was a big hater. I was like, oh, what is this movie? It's because... So I did the Barbenheimer deal. I fucking watched Oppenheimer and then Barbie. I think that was a mistake on my end personally. I don't think for other people it was a big mistake, but I did, after watching Oppenheimer, go and watch Barbie, and I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? Not at the time it wasn't a hating way, but I was like, I just got from watching this fucking banger drama fucking movie about this real thing that happened in the world, and then I go and watch this fucking Barbie movie where they're tripping over ridiculous things. At the time, that's what my thoughts were. But I watched it a second time. Also, on the way back from New York on the plane with my girlfriend. For her first time, she was watching it. It was my second time watching Barbie. And it was a really good film. At the time, I think I rated it like a 7. Now, I would probably rate it at 8.5. But just because I had changed my mind so late on the film, I didn't include it on this list. But it could have very well been on this list. You know what? I think I am going to put it on the list. Let's see. Let's rate it right now. Let's see, what was my... It would probably be right behind Blue Beetle. Number 6. It would be number 6. So, let's keep going. Let me see if I have any other honorable mentions. Dumb Money was a good watch. Five Nights at Freddy was fucking dog ass. Next Goal Wins. That was a movie by Taika Waititi. Everybody has their opinions about Taika Waititi. Mine are iffy. I think he's an okay director. That movie, though, in particular, just talking about that movie alone, not thinking about Thor, Love and Thunder or anything like that. But that movie, Next Goal Wins, was actually really... It was surprisingly good. I think I gave it like a 7.8 maybe. Sorry. The pacing was kind of weird. The jokes, most of the jokes didn't land for me, but I think just because... His jokes are really super duper duper. I'm so sorry. Let me drink some water real quick. So I was fucking sorry. I think just his jokes are really predictable, so that's why I don't find predictable comedy. I don't think anybody finds predictable comedy good because you can tell where the jokes are going. You've already set them in your head, and if you laugh, you laugh. If you don't, you don't. But yeah, I didn't. Most of the jokes didn't land, but a lot of them did. So it was an okay movie. It wasn't bad. But yeah, those are my only honorable mentions. Those were my top movies of the year. And I think I'm going to wrap up this podcast because it's about to hit the 40-minute mark. By the way, this was a fucking one take. I really didn't know how this first podcast was gonna go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna try to do it once a week. If this starts going really good, I'm gonna try twice a week. Hopefully I can learn more things about it and pump out episodes faster. But for now, I'm gonna call it a night. Happy New Year. January 1st, 2024 is 6:50 p.m. for me. I don't know when I'm gonna upload this. I gotta edit it and everything like that. But good night, you guys. See you on the next one.